I'm going to try to finish packing up what's in this room here. I pretty much got it all right here at this point. If you're not sure what's going on, I've got probably 25 or 30 videos up now. And this is all me packing out a 500 plus item order on eBay. So throughout I'm going to give you tips, and I'm documenting what I'm sending to this person that we sold these items to out in Arizona. I'm located in Florida, and I'm liquidating some eBay inventory as I'm moving into another area of business. Real quick, just want to show you this tea set. This is made in Japan, hand painted, and there's cups and saucers and plates. These are all plates. I'm not going to unwrap it all because I'm trying to get it into these boxes, and I've already got them partially wrapped. Saucers, teacups. I'm double and triple boxing things, which is really important to do. Just so you know, I've been selling on eBay for over 20 years. I'm a third-generation antique dealer. My son is a fourth-generation antique dealer. He grew up in this business, and he now also has an eBay channel called eBay Power Sellers, and he'll give you instruction from beginning to end on how to get started on eBay, set up your PayPal, connect everything, get your eBay store going. And while I'm packing out this order, I'm just giving you a bunch of tips along the way, telling some stories, some fun things like that, but also documenting what we're sending. I'm using this box as an interior box. It's going into a bigger one just to protect these items because some of these boxes are going onto a pallet where they'll be then transported by a freight truck out to Arizona. We've already shipped several items via FedEx and post office. Those items are all documented on the other videos. So I'm getting these all nice and snug in this box, which is made of wood. This is going to be a real sturdy box, so I'm putting some of the more valuable glassware in there. Let's see here. I think I can fit this Pyrex bowl in there. Yes, I can. Put some paper around it. Here we go. Pyrex is always something you should look for if you're doing eBay. The means of buying at yard sales and estate sales. Of course, a lot of people know to look for Pyrex, so it's not always that easy to be the first one to get your hands on it. But if you know what you're looking for, sometimes you can find some really rare pieces. While you're thinking about it, or after this video, go to eBay and type in Pyrex, and then check the sold items, and then sort from highest to lowest, and you'll be amazed at what some of the most expensive Tupperware, or not Tupperware, but Pyrex pieces bring on there. There's some pieces that just one piece alone will bring $1,000 or more. So this is all part of, you know, if you want to make a living on eBay and you really want to be a millionaire on eBay, you really got to study the things that you're out looking for. You got to know what to look for. When you see it, you have to not hesitate, because sometimes you lose that item when you do. And on the same note, you don't want to jump and buy an item thinking it's something when it's not. Just a slight variation in an item or a pattern or a year that something was made could make a difference of thousands of dollars in the worth of an item's value. So really important to know what you're buying. So when I tell you, to do your searches and sort from highest to lowest, there's a reason I do that, because I like to learn what the more valuable items are out there, so I know what to look for. And then I study those, and while I'm studying them, of course, I learn all kinds of things, and then I also figure out what item I have in my hand, and then I can base my auction off of someone else's auction who's already sold stuff. That can be real helpful, because if you click on sell one like this, when you find the item that most resembles yours, a lot of times many of the categories and item specifics are already filled out, especially if you can find the exact item. And a lot of times you do. You'd be real surprised. I've even had the same pieces of furniture pop up, you know, over the years. Being an antique dealer for 30 years, I've had the same table, you know, in my hands more than once, or the exact same table by the same maker. And actually, a time or two, I've actually had the exact same piece come back to me before. But that's another thing I'd like to mention to you is try not to get attached to any of this stuff that you're buying and selling. It's real easy to get caught up. See the little dragon heads on these? These are cool. It's real easy to get caught up in finding things that you like. When you're out yard selling, it's so easy. One of the first things I did when I started buying and selling was decorate my house. It wasn't the best idea because, you know, after about, it doesn't take long. You find all this great stuff, and the next thing you know, well, your house looks great, and your eBay's kind of lacking for items. It's really easy to do. You have to realize one thing about this antique business. This tea set that I just packed, you'll find another one. So don't worry about it. If you're not in a position at this point in your eBay career to afford keeping stuff, don't do it. You'll find it again. Don't think it's the last one, the latest and the greatest. You know, it's very, very rare that you're going to come across something that you'll never see again. If you're going to do this for a long, long time, especially, you're going to find stuff over and over. I've just learned not to keep anything. Honestly, at this point in my career, you probably would think that my house is decorated and decked out in antiques, but it's not. Matter of fact, I probably only have a couple of true antiques at my house, and I could put the most important things in my life in a car and take off, and it wouldn't bother me to leave anything behind. I just don't get attached to things. A couple of Buccaneers items. I'm gonna. I guess I can put this in there. I've got a little extra room in here, so I'm going to put some soft stuff inside. And, oh, here's an old Avon fragrance. Old fragrances are good. A lot of people are attached to their old fragrance and can't get them anymore. So put that in there snug. Ooh, I also have this little bird I wanted to pack. Porcelain, Lefton, China, wall mount piece. It's a pheasant. There was actually two of them at one time, but the other one got broken somewhere along the way several months ago, and I never listed them. I'm giving this to her as a gift, if you will. I'm including a lot of free items for her in here to help her out. Here's some collector's spoons. These bring about $10 a piece. They literally take 10 minutes to list. So if your time is worth $1 a minute, you know, you can throw them in an envelope and print out a label real quick when they sell. It's no big deal. Let's see here. What else we got that I can fit in here? I'm starting to run out of stuff to pack. I'm almost done with this part of the order. Okay, here's some old Lego blocks. Those might be a good $10 item. I'm not sure, but I'll throw them in there. If not, maybe she's got someone that would want them. I'm going to tape this box up. And now what I've got is a whole bunch of interior boxes. I think I'm going to use this and pack a few more things in it. I've got a jewelry box back here. Still, I found another jewelry box. I love selling jewelry. It's so easy to handle. It's so light. You really don't have to research anything hardly at all. You know, the name that's on it. You know, if it has a name, you type in that name and then brooch. You know, let the pictures do the talking for you. You know, I mean, semi-precious stones and things like that, you'll learn those pretty quick. So don't get frustrated with research. At first, you know, you can tend to do a little bit too much of it maybe, but understand too, that's your education. You know, I didn't become a millionaire on eBay by not putting any time into it, so you're going to have to do that. Don't think it's just going to come to you. Here's a little kitty cat brooch with rhinestones. Here's a pair of little purple flower earrings. They're real cute. Here's some dangle dangle earrings that have little silver balls on them. Here's some patriotic dangle earrings, and you know, you don't have to do any research on that. Just patriotic dangle earrings, and sort from highest to lowest sold items. Pick someone like this, take a few pictures, fill out your item details. Your shipping is easy. It's first class because it's so light. Charge, you know, $3.50, something like that. You can get it across the U.S. Here's a little ship's wheel pendant with rhinestones, really cute. Somebody who has a big boat or a yacht might like that. Here's a little bracelet with all kinds of little charms on it. Charm bracelets, people love those. So that's a good $10 or $15 item. Here's a little brooch. Oh, look, Sacred Heart religious item. That's a $10 or $12 item. It'll take you 5 minutes to list the thing. You don't have to do a whole bunch of research on that. Sacred Heart pendant, brooch, pin back button. Sell one like this. Simple as pie. Shipping is first class. Easy peasy. Here's another little brooch. If you wanted to, you could sell these two together and ask 20. Easy to do. It'll take you 10 minutes. It's your time worth, you know, $2 a minute. You decide. Or you can go work for somebody else. I've always liked working for myself. Here's a little church charm. That's all by itself. Here's a pair of rhinestone wreath earrings, Christmas items. Here's a little, maybe that's a phone charm, I'm not sure. It's a little angel holding a heart with a little, oh, it's sun too. Can't see that. I'm not sure what it says. It might just say China, but it's cute. And here's some, here's a necklace from Hawaii. These are real, and they're hand painted. They all say aloha. I'll throw them in the bottom of this jewelry box. By the way, this is a really nice jewelry box. It's burled walnut. It's mid-century modern. It twists like this. This is another free gift for the lady who bought these items. So, really generous order that we've given her here. I know I've probably given her way more than the 100 items that I promised extra, but I'm really trying to clean out my eBay rooms and get my smoke shop expanded into the back here. I'm in the back of my smoke shop on Madeira Beach, and I need more room in the front because I need to add a loose leaf tobacco section and a hookah section. So that's what I have to do with this space that you see me in right now. So unpacking, let's see here, I showed you this stuff earlier on an earlier video. We've got comic books. We've got some signed art prints. We've got a tray that's also marked Denmark. That leaves me some space on the side of here. I'm going to put this in there. This is all signed up. Natural soapstone, hand carved by Indian artisans, made in India. It's a really beautiful piece, actually. So we get really close here. Now when I'm done with this, all I'll have to do is get these boxes put inside of these 3 large boxes over there. I've already, well, hopefully they all fit in there. There might be some extra ones. We're going to put those 3 large boxes on a pallet that we've already got going up at my other facility that has 5 of them on it. I'm trying to put 4 large boxes and then 4 large boxes. We're going to wrap that all up. I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video or so. And then we're going to get it out on a print. So stay tuned for that. Again, another interior box ready to go, stuffed and protected in there. So if you can see all these, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By the way, this is another free gift I'm going to add. This is about a $75 item. Doesn't take long to look up. Just look up wooden all furniture, horse stable, wooden horse stable, something like that, toys, and find one, sell one like this, simple as pie. Alright, I'm going to probably put this like inside of one of these large boxes or something. So that's a really nice item that we're adding in there for her. And if I can get this in there, I've got an entire little box full of cards. Here's a really old maid. And, you know, I wouldn't necessarily research these separately. Old maid, snap, animal, bird, fish, card game. Maybe sell those as a lot, you know, or maybe sell them all as a lot. I don't know. Sometimes cards can be worth some money, so it's not a waste of your time to look this stuff up because you're going to learn something doing it. I spent 30 years learning this stuff. Well, more than that, really. I grew up with my dad being an auctioneer and having an auction house that I was in all the time. I was young. By the time I was 8, how old was I? I think when I was, no, my sister was younger than me. My sister's 5 years younger than me. I think I was we were running the concession stand at the auction house. By the time I was like maybe 10, 9 or 10, something like that. It was fun. Dad loves to keep all the money from the snacks and drinks that we sold. It was kind of like having a really, really busy lemonade stand. But my family taught me how to work. It's something I've never been afraid of. And if you want to be a millionaire on eBay, you got to kind of motivate yourself because it's not going to buy itself, all this stuff. You got to go out and find it. And you got to list it, and then you got to ship it, and then you got to be diligent about putting in your tracking numbers and things like that. It's really easy to slack on that until eBay reminds you, and they will. So, anyway, we just got a handful of items here left to do. I've got some angels that are a tabletop centerpiece. I remember my grandmother having these when I was little. And there used to be a music box in the bottom of her, and it's gone, but these will still bring like 40 bucks for the pair. So, and then we've got this really heavy geode. And then I have a set of bowls that I remember was bringing like 40 or 50 bucks. So we're going to send those. And then in here I've got another one of these, it's called a hen on a nest. So anyway, just in case you were wondering how to look that up. So I'm going to wrap that a little bit better and put that in there. So this will go in one more box, and then all of those go in these. We might end up with an extra box or two that has to go FedEx or UPS. And then I have to go up to my other facility, put the pallet together. And then I still have a handful of items up there that we're going to send to her. So if you guys have any questions yet, comment. I'm trying to figure out how to answer everybody's questions and things like that. And make sure and check out my son's channel, eBay Power Sellers, on YouTube, and like and subscribe. You might also be interested in my story about Rick Simpson oil. One of the reasons I'm liquidating the eBay stuff is because we're getting into the hemp and cannabis industry, or the cannabis industry anyway, all of that. And I need to kind of move on from this a little bit, put it in the background for a while. But I have a pretty interesting personal story with Rick Simpson oil. So if that interests you, those videos are kind of mixed in these, but I'm starting to upload the last 4 or 5 months of my history and get you caught up with what I went through and how that helped me. So anyway, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.